Hi.
Welcome all. You are joined yet again by me, your lovely host, Alejandro Lopez, and my co-host, Brennan Cesada. Welcome to another episode of Blood in My Coffee. Brennan, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Wonderful. I love doing the podcast on Sundays, man, because I feel
Me
like
too.
Sundays are the days that I actually probably despise the most. I think in terms of, and like for the same, like if you listen to Tyson Fury talk about why he hates Sundays,
Mm-mm.
something about Sundays kind of makes me like depressed. And I don't know if it's just me like not looking forward to the next week or whatever it is, but something about Sundays is always just like I want to spend it with my family also, but like
Yeah.
I'm not with my family, so um,
It's a lazy
but
day, man.
yeah, but I mean I like that we do it on Sundays because it gives me done something to look forward to.
For
So
sure.
man, here's to you, man. I'm doing good today.
Good to see you too, man. I'm glad you recovered. The
So you want to tell everybody? You want to tell everybody about your beard?
Yeah. No, I did it for you guys. Did it for the podcast. I kind of trimmed up a little bit. I'd
I
already
see
done
that.
it, and I'm like, oh,
It's
you know what?
really
I can say I get a little cut, man. I don't know if you can see it. Look at a little scratch right here,
yeah.
pal.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah. I would don't shave while you're high, man. It doesn't work. It's not a good combo.
Did you just keep
Man, you
you
can
kept on
really you can really see the redness in my beard in
you just
lighting too.
did you yeah you really can, man.
My gosh, it's really annoying.
You got me on speaker. You got me on speakerphone in there, pal.
No, I've got you through my car audio. Should I not? Should I
Yeah,
change
just
it?
just, just, just have me going through your phone or through some headphones or something because this is like a slight delay, just kind of
Okay.
for the
Beep, bop,
listeners.
boop, bop, 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 bop. I'm trying to figure out
Yeah, work
how
that
to.
technology, the smart car. Uh,
I'm trying to turn this off.
how's the weather back home, man? How is it? Kind of gloomy.
Oh, yes, sir. It is ridiculous, actually. Oh, here we go. Here's what I can do. I think I can do it this way.
Actually, it's not too bad now, but there seemed to be a little delay earlier. Anyway, it's whatever. Um, yeah, man. So I guess we can go ahead and get into some of these fights. I saw you had a bunch of them because I know you watched pretty much the whole card.
Yeah, I tuned in at about 11:30,
Hmm.
so I think I caught two of the last of the prelims, and then I caught pretty much the entire main card.
Yeah, let me see
Um,
your list here.
those are all just main card. The only you caught one of the prelims, that Stefan Struve fight.
Yep. I'm trying to
Dude,
remember
that guy, man, he does not use his reach to his advantage, man.
Oh, the Strook was that big guy, right?
Big, tallest fighter,
Yeah. He didn't do
um,
anything, dude. He had no answers.
nothing, and he just came in, clocked him with that uppercut, man, and dropped him.
Yeah, I'm looking
Um,
for it on YouTube right now. I don't know how to spell his name though. Struick.
that's the one where the guy jumped up on the cage and not only kicked Struve, but he also kicked the ref in the head.
Oh, right. What was that dude's name?
It's like Tagalova, or oh my gosh, I can't believe
Holly.
that. That's
I
that's
don't
the
know.
quarterback for the
He
for
was
the
he was
Dolphins.
that he was
Tibaroa or something like that.
yeah, I don't know. He was that guy that I called a bum.
Buddy, his nickname, his fight style is Street Fighter.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's not a bum, but like, dude, he wanted to drink a beer after the fight.
he's a bum. He's a bum, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
He was close to getting cut too, man. So I mean, maybe this keeps him on the card, but it's not like Stefan Struve's really a big force to. He
right.
had a
That's
good
true.
run for a little bit there, man. Struve did. He's the only one that has beaten Stipe without Stipe avenging the loss.
Okay.
So little fun fact trivia there. He beat Stipe like 2012 or
Wow.
something.
Well, I mean that's
Um,
a solid win, I guess.
Yeah, I mean this is early Stipe career.
Yeah.
I mean early for both of them. But yeah, that kind of sealed that prelim, and then we start with that Ankalaev and Kobata, Sabata or whatever. You able
Where
to pull
did
up
you
the
send me
card?
those notes, man? Your notes. I forget where you sent them to me because we talk on all different platforms. So like I don't know where.
Messenger or not Messenger, just regular text message.
Really?
There's a picture.
Yeah. You scroll up because we'd be texting.
But that fight was, while you're pulling up, I'll
Yeah.
kind of give a recap. That fight was actually a rematch because the first fight they had ended in 18 seconds by a very, very, very poor stoppage. Ciabatta had gotten kicked in the head like 5 times, but it was pretty much blocked, all of them, and he was playing possum. So he was acting like he was shaking, and he acted like he was on wobbly legs. Well, he did that so much that the ref thought he was actually in trouble. So when they went to connect inside close, he got tagged, and then the ref just called it.
Oh, because he thought he was
very much still fighting back. He was still very much in the fight. So it was a very, very bad decision. So then it set up for this rematch, and they're kind of trading back and forth. It was a pretty good exchange, but then Ankalaev, man, he got him with a, I want to say it was a left hand, maybe an overhand.
yeah, I thought it was like a hook. I thought it was like a hook or something.
And just, I mean, he dropped him. It set it up when Ciabatta went for a spinning back fist, actually, and he got dropped by a jab. I guess he didn't know the distance, the range for the back fist, which is a very risky move. If you don't have anything to connect with, you're leaving yourself wide open.
Yeah.
And Ankalaev just stuck him with a jab and dropped him. And then, that just set it up for a TKO, first round. I think it was like 4 minutes. So did you catch that one at all?
I did. Yeah, I wasn't watching too intently, but as I had to head out actually to go pick up my friend because he was my friend Henry came over to watch the fight actually. So as I was heading out, I literally had my jacket and my keys on my pocket and stuff, and I was watching it on my laptop because I just kept it running. As when I left, I was watching it, and yeah, pretty much as soon as I got to leave, he had, I don't know if he knocked him out cold. Was it a clean cold knockout, or was the ref stop it in some sort of way, or I can't hear you, pal. Hold on. I wonder if something happened there. I can't. Hold on. Let me see. You there? Huh. That's weird. I can't hear you. Turn off your Bluetooth on your phone, maybe. Just like turn off like all. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. I didn't realize I was turning the Bluetooth off for my phone. I don't have to fuck with it.
Yeah, you gotta be savvy, man.
Is that audio better?
So much better.
Perfect. No, yeah. So I think in the notes I'd even put it, man. Like, yeah, it was a knockout. I think that's what they ruled it because he was out. But not only that, the stoppage was so late, man. Like I was just watching a recap. Like, I mean, I guess you can make the call that the first stoppage was so early that maybe they wanted to give him some leeway. But shit, dude, he took some shots like when he was on the ground. Like just straight hammer fists, and when you're throwing hammer fists from that high up, man, those are damaging, dude.
I remember seeing his face, and the fist just hitting literally the center of his face, and his head is kind of like bouncing.
His head was like a melon, it's insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was ruled a knockout. I think he was out,
Yeah, man. The hard thing about remembering these knockouts sometimes is not knowing their names. Like it's not like I don't try to remember their names. It's just some of them are just so like you know what I mean? Like there's so many like vowels in their fucking name or whatever that you can't remember like who even fought or how. But like I remember now that you mentioned his head bouncing, I do recall the fight that you're talking about.
Lava. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's hard for me is the question you just asked, if it's a ruled a knockout or TK. It's so hard because you know when you've got ground and pound in the mix, you know, you don't ever really see like somebody just get cold clean knocked out and there's no ground and pound to finish, you know, because they're always trained if you get them knocked down to follow through. But like a perfect example is when O'Malley knocked out Eddie Wyland. That was a clean knockout. Like he knew it was a knockout. You know, he just walked away. But it happened. You know, you can't leave it up to that. But yeah, that was a pretty decent startup, man. And so I think after that one, I think maybe it was the female fighter. Let's see,
What was the guy's name? It was Kutalaba.
Yeah, Kutalaba. Yeah,
I'm rewatching the highlights right now. I want to see it again. It didn't go for very long. I remember that. Probably like 2 rounds.
First round. It was like 4 minutes in the first round.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Then Murphy fought. What was her name? Who did she? She fought somebody. Let me see. Lauren Murphy. Lilia Shakirova. That's right. Shakirova. I didn't pick Lauren to win that fight.
Dude. His head.
Yeah. You see where I say it was like a late stoppage?
I'm gonna show you right now.
Yeah, man.
Look at that. That knee to the body, man. And then
that was a beautiful knee. I don't know if it's gonna go. You're gonna see him go for a spinning back fist and get dropped.
Yeah, he gets like.
Yeah, right there. Yeah,
It looked like he like he wanted to go for something, but he got jabbed in the face. Watch.
Yeah. It looked. Yeah, he's trying to set up for that spinning back fist.
Yeah, I saw. Like you can tell with his body, with his movement, and he's like
when he's angling off like that, and then you see, dude, the stoppage is so late.
You see how he's going for the jab, but like the guy, and yeah, I know what you mean. Like he's putting himself. Yeah, like it's hard to say because like he got punched in the face.
Yeah, see, you know, because at least in karate, and I know it's a very, very simple form. I know it's not comparable to MMA, really in an aspect, but you're always told to set that spinning back fist up with something, you know. So I don't know if he was trying to sell the jab and then just got caught, and he was already in motion, but it looks like he telegraphed that spinning back fist a little bit too early, and didn't even have anything to set it up with.
Gotcha.
That was the beginning of the end. Because I think this is right here. Yep, he got caught with that left. Or is that a right?
Yeah, the right. As he threw this really wide right hook that like just puts him down. And then he pretty much comes down a barrage of right hands.
So, man, look at this.
Look at him. Look at his hands, dude. He's like, oh, no. That's so fucked. And then look, after that one, he no longer can even.
Yeah. And dude, the took a little bit too long.
You think? Oh, that's hard, man. That's a hard.
Oh no, I'm wrong. I'm completely wrong. I must be thinking of somebody else.
That's still. I mean, he took a few punches. Man.
That was a fair stoppage. I'm glad you pulled that up actually, because I must be thinking of somebody else completely.
It's just fuck. Cause look, you can see he's going to stop him right now. Maybe he just needed to be a second faster before, so this guy didn't have to get.
Yeah,
you know, like
that's to his throat.
Maybe, dude. It could have been, you know.
Throat, man. My gosh, and on a unblocked, just straight punch.
Oh. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. See, I think that's what I saw is like it's not even the strikes that were thrown, like the amount. It's how powerful and uncontested they were. Yeah. Really. You could have made the fair stoppage claim to after that first punch landed to stop it. I mean, just without. Yeah, there's John Anik on the sideline. Yeah, man. That's some power, dude. He had some power in those hands. I don't know what weight class they fought at. He looked big.
Is he on Khabib? Is he on I keep saying Khabib, but I feel like it's not how you say it. Is it Habib? Is he on his team?
I don't think so. I think that guy was from Kazakhstan, and I think and Habib's from Dagestan.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if they're like on the same like if they knew each other and through training or anything. But.
You see, it's common, a lot. Yeah. They definitely could have. I mean, dude, Habib would have. I've heard it pronounced both ways. I think it is Habib.
Habib.
But dude, they trains with so many people, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean.
So he definitely could, could be on his team, for sure.
Let me see who else.
So then we transitioned to that. After that, we kind of got a slow fight with Shakirova and Lauren Murphy. It's kind of a standard scrap, man. It was pretty good. There was a little bit of a grapple match in between. Murphy got her with I think it was a choke submission in the second round.
Were you checking for this chick? Was she impressive?
I've heard of Shakirova. I hadn't heard of Murphy. Murphy's a little older. She's 37, so I definitely wasn't picking her to win. But it's so funny when you see him walk out, man, because Murphy, when she walked out, just looked confident. So it was a good scrap, man. Second round submission. Kind of just took care of business. Was a veteran, I think Shakirova looked good. I don't think she came in with a whole lot of losses, Shakirova. So that's So she's now 8-2. So she was 8-1 coming in.
Okay. Well, I guess
Murphy had just beaten earlier this year. Modafferi. I've heard the name before, but she's another good woman's. I think this is the division that Shevchenko owns.
Okay. Yeah, I've never heard of any of these people. I'm not even gonna fuck around a lot. Like, I don't know any of these fucking.
Like I said,
are they good? Is she? I guess she's like, you say she's 38.
Lauren Murphy. Yeah, I don't know anything about Lauren Murphy. She's 37, but Shakirova, I've definitely heard her name before, but I haven't paid attention to her. I'm not gonna act like I know her.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish it, I just have no fucking idea. So, I mean, I didn't watch Lauren Murphy. I didn't watch Hawes. 18-second knockout.
That was a good fight, man.
Wow, I missed that one.
Well, that's literally one that you could just look up the full fight.
Yeah.
Watch it, because that's the whole highlight. A lot of people, Malkoon, man, because he was undefeated. But Hawes just cut the angles on him, got him against the cage, caught him with I think it was a right hand over the top of his head, and just dropped him. Just took care of business. Hawes was one of those guys that came from the Contender Series. I think it was last year, or maybe even earlier this year. But he got a contract, and he's just a big dude, man. He's a big dude, and he's fast, which is always scary, when you're fighting somebody like that.
Yeah.
But he was just accurate, man. He cut off the cage. Calhoun was not Calhoun. Malhoun, or fuck his name is. What was his name? I'm actually
Malkoon,
yeah. He was like I said, he was coming in off a streak, undefeated streak. Yeah, man. That guy was also out. You could rule that a knockout as well.
He crumpled, man.
He crumpled, dude. Look how he's cutting off the cage too.
Yeah, I mean, hold on. Let me.
Yeah, he's cutting off his angles.
And just, jeez, man.
That man. I don't know.
Oh,
yeah.
that right hand, man, really.
Like right on top of his head, and then he just threw Now, good on the ref on that one. That's a great stoppage.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that guy didn't take hardly any punishment. Like, none.
He didn't let him get any extra strikes, and he knew it was over. You know,
All
there.
Yeah.
That left, man. Oh, my gosh. He crumpled him.
All the strikes were, like, necessary to, like, put him out, pretty much. Like that.
Right.
So,
man, look at this. Oh, that left, man.
I'm thinking about the last one. Like, that last hammer to the head right here.
It was unnecessary, man.
So unnecessary.
But, again, you know, props to the ref. I don't – did that land flush, that last strike?
Dude, he's touching his back. Like,
almost looked like it almost went right by his head.
No, it looks like it.
Side of the head. I hit him on the side of the head for sure. Oh, just cracked it back. The ref's like, dude, come on. Come on,
He's touching his back, dude. Look, he's touching his back and everything before.
He's like, buddy. He's like, hey, man.
The heat of the moment thing, man.
When you're in those situations, you know, it's like, man, I don't want to leave it up to these judges' scorecards, you know. So
yeah, for sure.
Oh, all right. So now we got kind of the fluff out of the way, man. The next 3 fights were the good ones, I thought. We had. Did you catch the Volkov-Walt Harris fight?
I did. Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now.
That was a great
Harris.
The heavyweight.
Yeah.
The heavyweights, man.
I mean, at least I thought I'm pretty sure I did.
It was a 2nd round TKO. By Volkov on Harris.
I thought I saw somebody get kicked in the head. Oh yeah, it was this guy, right?
He might have gotten kicked in the head, but it ended with a body kick.
Oh right. Oh, so this is the one where it looked like he got like kicked in the balls or something.
Yeah.
But like he got okay. Yeah, yeah.
It was just right on top of his belly button.
Yeah, I saw that. I did. I wasn't like super invested, but yeah, I did see this one. I was playing guitar at the time.
You know, I know of them both, Volkov and Harris. They both haven't. You know, Volkov's got some more wins over Harris. Harris doesn't have that great a record. But you know, it was just a good fight. They're fast. You know? Nice to see fast heavyweights. And Volkov just placed that perfect, just body shot, man, right on his stomach. Just a perfect front snap kick. And, you know, he dropped him. He dropped Harris. So
I'm looking for the – hold on. I want to see the replay. Here we go. Got it.
Yeah, man, right there.
So that kick of the body was – okay, yeah, they're going to show it in slow-mo.
Yep.
I initially thought that he was pretending to have gotten kicked in the balls. Otherwise, you wouldn't like.
Did. But no, that was flush. You know, and I'm glad. You know, hats off to the ref again on this one, because if he would have stopped it and given him his whatever time while he takes the time to look at the replay and see if it was actually a low blow, all of Volkov's momentum would have been lost.
Yeah.
You know, because Harris was hurt, very hurt, you know.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Is like it seems strange to like show that you're hurt, like that hurt. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I was like, I thought that was kind of a weird knockout, but
either trying to get him to stop for the groin strike, you know, to sell it as a groin strike, or he was legitimately in pain. I think he was just legitimately in pain. You know, you taking a front snap kick to your stomach, you know, leaving yourself wide open. He's already expediting his breath coming in.
Yeah.
You know, but they got in some good exchanges, man. Volkov was really tearing up his legs, but Harris landed some shots on him, and Harris, he's a big dude, man. He's a big dude. Look how big he is. Look at his freaking arms.
Yeah, he's tall. This is a heavyweight, you said?
Heavyweights, yeah. You know, but
Jeez.
Volkov kept pressing the action, man, cutting his angles. Didn't let him really get out to the cage, you know, out to the octagon as much. And you know, when you especially as a heavyweight can cut off the ring like that and keep the pressure moving, you know, it's good. You know, see, like he stumbled him right there. I think this the first round.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, he almost got dropped that round, but then he started throwing some back, man, and it looked like he might actually have dropped Volkov if he would have landed a couple more of those shots. But yeah, Volkov just
Yeah, so this was a good fight, huh?
yeah, it was good.
I mean, I'm enjoying these highlights just even still because you get a feel for like how the fight might have went, like just considering the mix up between the two. Like I like the styles mix up.
It was definitely an entertaining scrap, man. And then you know he pushes him out. You see how just the entire fight he was dominating him. As far as
I was just kind of getting back home while the fight was ending, so I did see like the tail end, and then I was also playing guitar, so I was just kind of waiting for the next fight, which was it wasn't Whitaker, was it?
Yeah, the next fight
is Whitaker.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, then that's when I was like really kind of tuned in. Yeah, man. I really enjoyed pretty much all the fights that I saw yesterday. All the ones that I did watch, I did enjoy. There were none that were too dry or too you know, one-sided or you know, it wasn't like, you know, too much time on the ground, or it wasn't like a complete slugfest, but there were some good fights, man. I enjoyed most of them. If not all of them. I mean, especially the Whitaker fight was entertaining. I thought it was tactical and also fun. It was tactical and fun. Like I thought both of them like like I've been saying for all these fights, I thought the styles just mixed really well, and Whitaker was jabbing really well, man. Which is something that I don't ever really see in a lot of these fights, which I guess which is why I enjoyed this fight, is because I don't know, I felt that maybe it's harder to get off, maybe it's harder to, you know, to establish a jab when you're getting kicked and when somebody can grab your arm and stuff. So I don't know, maybe that's the case, but I did enjoy seeing that from Whitaker. And the one thing I did take away though was I feel that Adesanya is looking at him as food right now because his leg was just there to be kicked, you know. So
yeah, great fight for Whitaker, and you know, to address the jab point, you're completely right, man. These guys, a lot could benefit if they just took the time to really work with a boxing coach, and really work not only just on the jabs but the footwork, man.
Yeah,
fighters that have such wide angle, you know, wide angle movement, and take just all these extra steps to come in, you know, they don't really use their angle work that much. But with Whitaker, he did good, man. He kept it to the inside, but every time he would punch, you know, he would kind of evade, you know, because Cannonier was really kind of reminding me of Adesanya in a couple ways. I think Adesanya is obviously way better, but Cannonier does something similar to Adesanya where they counter strike a lot, you know, they counter punch. So you could definitely see Cannonier was waiting for Whitaker to come in to set up for that big right hand, you know. But Whitaker was smart, man. He didn't leave himself open like that, you know. Yep. He was tactical, very, very tactical, which is what he needed to do. I definitely think if he would have just came in and, you know, kept pressing the action and would have kept his hand, because he keeps his hands down, you know.
Yeah. I noticed that about him too. They're like some right down here,
like Holloway,
right.
Which is fine if you've got great head movement. You know, Silva did the same thing, and he had fantastic head movement if you can evade. Whitaker, Adesanya capitalized on that and put him to sleep. But with this Cannonier fight, Whitaker was smart. He kept the distance. On the other side of that, though, man, if this would have went 5 rounds, at the end of that 3rd round, Cannonier caught him. It wasn't a knockout punch. It wasn't anything super, super significant, but he stumbled him. And that was like 20, 30 seconds left in the fight.
Yeah, I saw that.
Really got to refine that where he's
Well,
got to be.
Here's what I'll say about that. I felt that come the 3rd round, I felt that, within the last probably minute that Whitaker was, and he almost didn't he kick him to the head within the last, at the end of the 2nd round, or at the beginning of the 3rd round? I can't quite recall.
That round was insane where he had him up against the cage and everything.
Yeah, from what I remember is he kicked him in the head, and he had taken him to the ground at one point, but the guy Cannonier had some pretty good ground game and actually was able to get up really fast and not fully recover from that kick, but he remained in the fight. Yeah. And but to your point, he did land a good shot on Whitaker, probably with the last 20 to 30 seconds of the 3rd round. But I think Whitaker was able to eat it well. I think he got a little lazy with his defense, because I think he was confident that he had enough, fuel to take any punch that might be coming his way. And mentally, you know what I'm saying? Like mentally, maybe he's thinking, "All right, I'm good." I felt that he would just, and if you watch the last minute, I felt that he was gonna just finish the fight jabbing his face off, because he was doing that all night. He was just jabbing really, really well. And I even said, I was like, he's literally gonna finish the fight jabbing, and I think he would have if he didn't get caught with that punch. So, entertaining fight, man. It was tactical and fun. So.
Yeah,
man.
You are right. I think if Whitaker's definitely refined and improved since that Adesanya fight, I think.
Yeah.
But that leg was there. It was.
Yeah, and that's gonna be and that's just what I see. Like after watching Adesanya a few weeks ago, I just see him chopping up his leg.
Yeah, he'll chew it up. The question's gonna be, is Whitaker, because that's the next fight to make. Whether Adesanya likes it or not, Whitaker pretty much deserves that. He's had 2 spectacular wins over Darren Till and now over, Cannonier, both really good fighters, So his chin got tested too, man. Cannonier used to be a 300-pound dude. He fought at heavyweight, so to drop down to 185, he still got some power, and you can tell he still got some power,
Oh, yeah.
So Whitaker he's got a chin. So I think if he wants to win that fight to Adesanya, he's got to come in close. He's got to come in and cut that range off Adesanya.
I agree.
We'll get into that if that fight ever happens.
Yeah. And I think it's very likely that it does. I mean, just it's easy to make it, and I think it's not like a mega fight by any means, but it is a big fight. Robert Whitaker is coming off a win. So is Adesanya, a big pay-per-view. I don't know. Do you think it could be a pay-per-view fight, Adesanya and Whitaker too? Does that sound like a pay-per-view type event?
Because it's a title fight, a pay-per-view. But I don't know if Adesanya is going to. I don't know what Adesanya wants to do, man. I don't know what he wants to do next. Because and he's got a point. There's really not an outright strong contender at middleweight. He beat Costa, he beat Whitaker already. He's beat Gastelum, he's beat all these people, and there's not really a hot contender right now. Stipe's kind of dealing with the same thing, but I think Ngannou definitely deserves that rematch. But Stipe is kind of playing the same card, like, I already beat this guy, So, and that's why I think Adesanya wanted Cannonier to win so bad. So it's going to be, I don't know, man. I want to see the fight, but, we might be seeing Adesanya challenge, maybe Jan for that light heavyweight belt, maybe try to go for double champ or even triple champ status by trying to get that belt, and then maybe taking a run at heavyweight, but we'll see.
What do you think the issue is, man? What do you think? Why do you think there is kind of hold up in a lot of these divisions, like middleweight and heavyweight?
I think there's just fighters, because this is the same with Khabib. There's certain fighters that are just so much more spectacular and skilled than the rest of the fighters that there's a clear separation between them.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it kind of sucks for the fighter, because then you get these cases where the fighter's not esteemed,
Mm-hmm.
valued as highly because they're fighting tomato cans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Silva and Jones, you can make the argument that Jones lost the Reyes fight, completely fair. He's been popped for PEDs. Silva's lost a ton now. But at their heyday, they had a very competitive division. Every one of the guys that Silva fought, Hua, Machida, all Chael Sonnen, all those people definitely could have won because they were definitely championship caliber. Same with Jones. He fought similar competition. So I think that's the issue that we have at middleweight right now, and at heavyweight, to an extent, that there's not a whole lot of big name guys that you could actually look at and see that they're championship caliber ready.
Yeah.
And I think that's the issue. Now we are seeing like welterweight. There's some guys coming in. There's some talent. We've got Chimaev coming in. He's either going to bounce around welterweight or lightweight. So there's definitely some people on the horizon. But I think for the next couple of years, it's going to be a little bit until we start seeing these guys that are starting to come into the fold start hitting their prime and really start to dominate. But I think that's the issue, man. It's just like with McGregor and when his whole run, he cleaned out the featherweight division, but really the featherweight division didn't have a whole lot of guys. Aldo, he was a freaking beast, but there's not a whole lot of guys that you can make the argument that they're, amazing or anything.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame ballot contenders.
You wouldn't say how Aldo, I'm sure will get. You think he'll become? Yeah.
I'm saying besides Aldo, and there's a couple other people that McGregor fought. Holloway, amazing. He just.
I've never seen that fight. I've never seen McGregor and Holloway.
He won. McGregor did.
Yeah.
But he's fought a lot of these guys that are early in their careers. That were early in their careers. So they've refined. But yeah, his other fights, not, they're kind of. Chad Mendez was close, but it was. Mendez hasn't really done anything since then, It's just the matchups, man. It's to gauge, I do think we are going to start seeing some of these guys that Dana's signing, like Michael Chandler, he just signed. That's going to be a lightweight, person.
Well, and you know what I think the issue might also be too, and this is just me thinking coming from a boxing perspective. That so when you have your stable of fighters, which Dana obviously in the UFC, there's fighters come from all over the world, so I'm sure they have a ton. But when you get one stable of fighters, you also have the job of promoting them all, right? So like that guy you just mentioned right now, I forget his name, but they have to now promote that guy. They have that takes time. And a lot, almost like a few years, maybe in UFC terms, maybe like a year or and a half to, if this guy goes viral, maybe like a year that they can make. What'd you say?
You talking about Michael Chandler?
Yeah. And I'm just speaking, on, I'm just kind of thinking here out loud. But like that takes time, when I wonder if like the issue is just having one stable sometimes just makes you responsible to like I wonder if that just like I don't know, maybe I don't know what I'm trying to explain. Do you know what I mean though, like to a certain extent? I don't know if I'm just rambling here. I'm just thinking out loud. Like I wonder if just because there's only one stable like the UFC, that like the reason that there isn't an opponent is because in that stable, and I'm sure there's a great opponent in the UFC for Stipe to fight. It's just that they have to build him up. They have to promote. They have to build up that fight, and that takes however many fights for that guy to win, and let's hope that he wins. So who knows? I'm just thinking out loud here.
Yeah, I mean it's you know, exactly. I mean, you're right. It is hard. And that's what's hard about this whole Contender series is I'm going to be honest. I lost complete interest after week 3.
Yeah.
Because these guys that are getting contracts, I know that they're not going to be big stars at least for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to spend all this time investing in them if I don't see a return. Because there's a lot. I mean, dude, every single pay-per-view now, or even on fight nights, I'll see, fought in the Contender 4 years ago. I'm like, okay. Like, they're okay. Like, there's not, what have they done since they got their contract? They're 18-5, or they're 20-12. Like, there's not been a marketability factor to them. But when you've got stars like Michael Chandler, or these guys that signed from like Bellator or other places.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I can see them fight Bellator people that, although they don't have any PED testing or anything.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Wow, really?
McGregor and Fabricio Werdum actually just got in a fight about it because there's not a clear-cut USADA protocol for PEDs over there.
Is it just like VADA, like the voluntary drug shit?
I don't know exactly what it is, but there's not a clear defined sanction, which is bad, dude. It's very bad because though Bellator is not maybe as known as UFC, it's still known. It's just, I mean, shit, they used to be on Spike, man. Like, it's a very known sport, So that's not good, But that's why you'll see a lot of these UFC fighters go over there because they don't want to deal with the rigorous testing anymore, like Rampage Jackson, Fabricio Werdum, who got suspended, Cyborg, like all these people will go to Bellator. Demetrius Johnson went to Bellator, not because of,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that they didn't do drug testing over there.
Yeah, so it's very lax. But when you see them have big success over in Bellator, it makes more sense for them to come back over to UFC because UFC, in most people's eyes, is way more legitimate than Bellator. So the UFC Gold is a lot more legitimized than Bellator's whatever title,
because if you're letting them all juice, like,
right,
then you're just running a zoo.
Exactly. It's insane, man. But market it that way. Shit, market. If you want to see Rampage Jackson juice to the gills, fuck it. Have him fight Brock Lesnar juice to the gills.
The only thing is though, like the fights aren't any better. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong here because I don't watch enough Bellator stuff, but I feel like the fights aren't any better than what you get on UFC. Because if you want to see somebody get knocked out, you're getting that too. So
it's weird when you're juiced up in Bellator and MMA. You're not necessarily stronger or really even more explosive. It depends. It depends on what they're using. Like HGH, yeah, you'll see some spike. But if it's just like a normal steroid or whatever, a lot of times you'll just see them be able to sustain more damage.
Mm-hmm.
Their body's a little bit better at breaking.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's not going to make you have more cardio. It's going to make you a little bit stronger. But that's not going to last that long. Versus like basketball, you're going to see a huge increase, baseball and all that other stuff, but, before, with that, it sucks with Bellator because it's not legitimized. But I do want to talk about this.
Let's because we're going on 45 minutes. We haven't even talked about the main event.
I'm loving it. I'm almost done with my Venom can, man.
Yeah, I finished my coffee a long time ago.
I had the snake.
Is that what you're drinking over there, Venom?
Venom, my friend, 99 cents.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's for the viewers today. The Venom.
Yes, sir. Venom. I have the snake killer Taipan. That's what my buddy Bruce Lee told me, buddy.
How do I?
So, hi.
Hey there, pal.
That's my face.
Yes, sir. You take the screen, pal.
Okay, the screen. So we had Khabib against Gaethje.
Yes, sir.
Want me to start this guy off?
Yeah, go for it, man.
I liked it, man. I really enjoyed it. I like, and you actually called it beautifully. We talked a little bit back and forth. For those that don't know, Alex and I were texting back and forth a little bit during the fights, kind of just keeping in check with each other. And Khabib switched it up completely. He came in that first round, walked Gaethje down, man. Like,
Yeah.
insane. I mean, I could feel the pressure through my laptop of the pressure and the just tightness Khabib had on that cage, man. Master work at that. Cut off every single angle, just walked him down,
I was completely wrong, by the way. I got to say that before we get too deep into it. I was thinking that this fight would go the distance. I was thinking that Khabib was going to be slow, and I was thinking he wasn't going to be able to. I don't know. I was thinking that I thought maybe he wouldn't be able to hurt Gaethje, and I think I was wrong. Just from on all my assumptions. I haven't seen him fight in a long time, man. And yeah, I got to say that I think the fight kind of went the way I guess a lot of people expected. To a certain extent, but also it went that way because Khabib really is that good. It's not because that the fight was easy or because it was a fix or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's just because Khabib is that good, and I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that on Saturday. That the way he transitioned into, the way he got the guy like into the triangle choke or whatever, a triangle arm bar. He went for the arm bar in the first round, like immediately, and then he got the dude. It was a triangle choke, right? Whatever, I forget what it was exactly, but he got the guy. He got Gaethje real fast. He got him down. He took him out real fast, and there was no respect for his power at all. Like Gaethje can punch,
he can,
and there was just no respect for it. I mean, I think he didn't take anything too flush either. I don't think he got hit like that bad.
Strike. There was one strike that you could tell, Khabib kind of shook off a little bit. There's another one that he had leaned back and Gaethje had caught him right across his chin, but Khabib had already moved his face back, so it wasn't flush.
He really did a good job of moving ducking his head, like moving his head below a lot of shots. Because Gaethje was throwing these like really, really powerful like hooks kind of at his head, and Khabib was really doing well to duck below them, and I thought he was, man. I will say that he did get it. He got his leg kicked a few times, and I'm sure had the fight gone on longer, that would have been a problem because Gaethje was doing that more than anything.
Yeah.
But
yeah, man. Yeah. It was great. I'm sitting there watching it, and I gotta tell you guys, this was the first fight in a long time, even compared to the Adesanya card, that I actually felt the hype.
Mm-hmm.
The radiated energy with no fans even being there. I felt how monumental of a fight this was. And like you said with the armbar, if that would have gone on 40, 50 more seconds, he might have got him right there.
Yeah.
That came late. It came late, like 20, 30 seconds left on the round.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Khabib cut off that cage, man, just walked right in. I was nervous, man. Khabib is not known as a striker. He's just not. That's not his forte. That's never been his strength, And when you're going toe to toe with a dangerous striker like Gaethje, who don't take anything away from his power off of that Ferguson fight. Ferguson's an inhuman. He's an unnatural fighter. He does not feel pain, apparently.
Yeah.
If I promise you, Gaethje would have dropped Khabib with some of those shots that Ferguson took, So he just walked him in, man. He walked him in. He knew what he had to do. Walking into the fight, Khabib looked nervous, man. taking deep breaths, kind of shaking a little bit. He looked like he was nervous, out of his element, not natural. But as soon as he got in that ring, dude, all that went away. He just walked him down, got a beautiful arm triangle on him. Funny fact about that triangle, dude, I was so pissed off. My stream cut out as soon as he got him on the ground.
Oh, God.
I regained the stream, and the first thing I hear is,
got him in the triangle.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
No way.
I swear. So I had to catch the replay. Or it wasn't and still. They hadn't reached the decision yet. It was, I think DC had said, he keeps it, 29-0. I'm like, fuck. So then I rewatched it, after the highlight. But yeah, man, Gaethje didn't really have an answer for those takedowns.
He got choked out, man.
Oh, he was out. He was completely out. He tapped 4 fucking times, dude.
Yeah, and watching the replay, I felt like they were kind of like soft taps to us. He did tap, but like you don't want to, as a ref, like at the same time, like I don't want to stop this if you're not, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're still in this, I don't want to ruin your life.
Sure.
So like, this I don't know, maybe he wasn't sure, maybe he wasn't, but he was getting choked out. That's for fucking sure. So.
Out. I mean, when the ref pulled him, I mean, he was fucking sleeping, dude.
Yeah, and he was sleeping with his eyes open, man. It's crazy.
It was actually looking kind of scary.
Yeah.
But shout out to Gaethje for fucking regaining his consciousness and going right up to Khabib and consoling him. He let out a lot of emotion, man. And I know you and I talked about it, and I actually talked to my dad about it too. It's tough, dude, because on one hand, he made the promise to his dad 30-0, right? But then on the other hand, he made a promise to his mom to not fight again without his dad by his side after this fight.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to come back.
I don't think there's any reason for him to be honest.
That's the thing is, McGregor, there's a reason for him to come back because he's been bested. He's been bested. A lot of people think he's washed up. He's out of the prime. He's made a lot of money, sure, but McGregor still has stuff to prove. Khabib doesn't. He could fucking fight Floyd. They're talking about that possibility.
Yeah, and he could. He just might.
He's never going to be hurting again for a check. So he could definitely just leave this behind, call it quits. At least for a few years, couple of years. He's not taking a lot of damage. He's never been in trouble. He's still in the prime of his life. He could easily take a couple of years off, let McGregor and Poirier fight for this lightweight title now, and then maybe come back in a couple of years.
I think he might get an itch at some point, but
I mean, when you're training like that for your entire life, man, you love it. He's only 32, so he's definitely still in the prime of his life. Dude, I swear, if it's a fucking GSP fight, though, man, I'm gonna lose my shit.
I don't want to see that, man.
Happen, man. There's just no point because if it's a 29-0 fight against GSP, if they win, whoever wins is gonna retire. GSP's not gonna have another run at lightweight, and Khabib's probably not gonna fight again if he beats GSP. He's always wanted to do 30-0. So I don't know, man. But at the same time, I don't know who I'd want to see Khabib fight now. Maybe Ferguson, just because that's always a fever pitch people have always wanted to see. It's a dream match.
Really?
Oh, yeah. There's I think 5 times they've supposed to have fought, and it's not happened. It's never.
And that's just a fever pitch, you say? People just kind of just wanted to see that just on the offhand chance that maybe they'll make it?
I think that, I think it was just something that had been building up for so long. Kind of like Pacquiao, but when you actually get the fight, it's like, okay, like this fight would have been fine 5 years ago,
Yeah, well, I mean, so it would have been a mega fight then at some point?
Ferguson and Khabib? Well, up until Ferguson lost, he had an insane fight streak. He had like
yeah, you gotta strike while it's hot,
he had insane. I mean, he was getting passed up way too many times. Ferguson was for the title. I honestly think it was like an 11 or 12 fight win streak.
Yeah.
Just demolishing guys. I mean, just running through them. and then Gaethje snaps it, and then he gets the title shot. And I feel bad for Ferguson. But yeah, there's nothing more for him to prove. Greatest of all time, I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of people saying he's greatest of all time. I don't know, man. I mean, you still got Adesanya out here. That's
wow,
dominant performance.
yeah.
I think Khabib, if Adesanya retired and Khabib retired the same right now, you'd have to put Khabib above him. More
Well,
fight.
yeah, of course.
More championship defenses. Khabib's had a ton of title defenses. But
I'm hesitant to give Adesanya that much credit right now because I know he's got a lot of ways to go.
He's got a lot to prove for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, you can't really call. What are you basing GOAT status off? His record, 28-0 or 29-0. That's fair. But
yeah.
Let's not forget that really up until his last 4 or 5 fights, he was not really fighting that high of contenders.
Was he famous up until his last 5 fights? Like 5 fights ago, was he that famous?
No, I mean he really broke through when he fought La Quinta, and that was a good fight.
Uh-huh.
But ever since La Quinta, he's fought some people. Michael Johnson, La Quinta, Gaethje now, McGregor. There's another person I'm missing too. For it was a good fight too. Oh, Edson Barbosa. So those are
Poirier. He fought Poirier.
Yeah. Submitted Poirier last year. So man, that was almost a year. That was more than a year ago. He had a year-long layoff, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. It's hard. That's the reason it's hard to pick him as a GOAT, because though he's never been in trouble really, he's not fought the same amount of competition. I know I'm a Jones lover, but again, Jones has fought and never lost against insane talent. Pretty much got the belt, I mean, just insane talent. So you can't really say with conviction that you'd put him, I guess, as GOAT over Jones, or even Silva. Silva, I know, has lost, but he had an insane reign. He had it was almost like a 13-year just dominant, just defenses, just insane amount of title defenses. Again, against a very stacked competitive division. Lightweight just does not have that. So it's hard, man. It's hard. I think that he should edge out Jones, though, for pound best right now. Just on the mere fact that Khabib has never had a close decision where it you could say, okay, well, I could give it to the other guy. Khabib's dominated.
And I think that's the amazing part about it is that he's never been in a situation where his dominance has been questioned.
Right.
And so I think that's what everybody is trying to say about him being greatest of all time. Yeah.
And it's a fair argument. He's never been in trouble. He's never had bloodshed. He's been in situations where he's almost gotten choked, but he's gotten out of it. He's only lost 1 round total, which is insanity. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I think that more speaks to, I don't know, man. It's hard. It's hard to pick that. I would use that more of leverage for more of him being a pound for pound right now than I would for GOAT, because I just think he's just too early, man.
Yeah.
But at the same time, who else does he have to fight a lightweight? I mean, you can't really fault him for fighting a weight class that's not as
exactly right.
And we just talked about that earlier, where their value is decreased through no fault of their own, because they're dealing with fighters that they're frankly are amateurish next to them.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but I definitely think he should be pound for pound.
Yeah.
Jones has had 2 close wins. Santos, I don't think should have been nearly as close as people are saying it was. Jones won that fight. Reyes probably should have won that fight, so it's almost like he's got an asterisk,
I mean, he has a serious asterisk with all the steroid use. So I mean,
you know, that's the other thing is that's such a cloudy thing. He got popped, but supposedly it was Turnbull. It was a substance that he unknowingly took, that it was part of his dick pills. You know, there's just so much surrounding it. There's so much controversy, you know. So until we get a clear definition on his actual drug use in the sport, and if he was ever actually clean, if he can stay clean and stay out of trouble, then yeah, I think Khabib edges, you know, at least for pound. I don't know about GOAT status though, man. It's a hard one to answer.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's a conversation that's always going to go on, you know, until we see him fight again. And I think it's definitely possible. You know, I keep flip flopping, man. I mean, on one hand, he made a promise to his dad, 30-0. On that same hand, he made a promise to his mom to not fight again. But on the other hand, he obviously loves the sport. He obviously loves the fight, you know. And I think he made that decision emotionally, completely fair, you know. Not having his dad there, I get that. You know, his dad was.
I think he said he put it well. He put it best himself when he said that it was his dad's dream to reach 30-0, but not his, and that I don't know. Maybe that it was that to get to that point in his career was his dad's dream. That to fight in the UFC was his dad's dream, but not his. And so that without him there, he has no drive or no passion to compete on that level. And there really is nothing like maybe if there was somebody out there for him to like really like be like I need to beat that guy before I go. But I'm sure he feels content, like you know, having beat the biggest loudmouth the UFC has ever seen, having beat everybody in such a dominating fashion, and the way that he decides to go out was phenomenal. And I mean, and that leaves a stamp in people's brains forever. So instead of just going for one more Ferguson fight and you know, getting bloodied up and or who knows how that would go, but you know, instead, because people are always going to want to see one more fight. The people are always going to they're always going to want to see you in another fight. They always will want you one more time. And it's up to you to decide when you're ready to take a step back and make the choice for yourself. So I mean, props to him, man.
Yeah. You know, last thing I'll say before we wrap this up, man, it's been an hour of it.
Yeah.
You know, you put it beautifully when you just the comment you just said. If Jones retired today, people are going to wonder how he did a heavyweight. People are going to wonder how he did against Adesanya, against Nagano, against Stipe. If McGregor stays retired, you know, they're going to think, okay, this guy was just a flash in the pan, just did good at featherweight, didn't really find any success outside of featherweight. If Khabib stays retired, there's not a question mark, because there's been nobody that he has been. Ferguson, not really. I mean, to be honest, not really. There's nothing that Ferguson has that would show that he would convincingly beat Khabib. Khabib just went against a guy that demolished Ferguson, went toe-to-toe with him, struck him a couple times, and showed just how easy it is for him to go right down to the ground and take him down against a good American wrestler, and just threw him around with his arms, dude.
Yeah.
With being able to take him just with his arm strength and be able to take him down with a double leg from the ankle. Insane. So there's not a question of who. He's already beat McGregor. That rematch does not need to happen because he beat McGregor convincingly, very well, dominant performance. So yeah, I mean, that's a very good argument. Is there's not a question mark. There's not an asterisk next to his name, because there's nobody that he's had to prove to himself or any of the fans that he needs to fight to be bested, you know, to be best. It's just, it's not there, because he's beat literally everybody that's been thrown his way, lost one round. So, but that's pretty much all I got, man. I think we'll stay tuned, man. Maybe it's something that he'll change his mind later down the road, but if not, you know, congrats to him, man. He's going out, frankly, how a lot of UFC fighters should go out, and they do not. They refuse to go out, but he's saving his health. He set up his family for life. You know, He had a dominant run, and he's, if not the greatest of all time, definitely the greatest lightweight the UFC has ever seen.
Well, he's going out on all that, and he's undefeated. Like, that's just insane. It's never been done, you know?
Ever been happened before where they go out undefeated.
Mhm.
It's happened in MMA before where they've gone out undefeated, but a champion, no. He's going out undefeated as a champion. That's insane. So, yeah, man, we'll see. But I think that's all I had.
All right, man. Well, excellent show. Wonderful show today. We had a lot of show. We could go on for another probably an hour. I mean, I'm ready to fucking get out of here though. So, thank everybody. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and like the video, please subscribe, all that good shit. Brendan, thanks for talking talking today, and thank you everybody again for all the support. Man, I'm fucking beat.
Man.
We've been on here for an hour. God damn.
Effortless, man.
Easy work. All right, peace, y'all.
Yeah, thanks.